my Renault Master low loader box fan, getting ready for prep. You can see what I've painted, all in the black. I've just masked the pod up on the roof. That's what I'll be painting today. It's a bit warm, so I think it's going to dry a bit too quick really. Boy, what can we do? We've waited for the good weather. It's rained for about a week, so that's where we're at. Let's get the primer mixed up and the Raptor so we can go straight on with it, and then we'll show you when we're ready to start primering. Right, we're all ready to prime, and we've actually started. Got a bit of primer on there, black primer, you can see. This side of the pod's done. There's a spray gun on the floor. I've had a bit of trouble with the spray gun, it was blocked. So yeah, let's crack on. Get a bit more on. Right, there's the Raptor gun, the Raptor paint. We're all ready. It's all in primer. That's all we're doing today, just this pod. Right, that's all in primer. Ready for some Raptor paint. So let's crack on and get some Raptor on there. Right, there's the Raptor gun, all finished. Hey. It's a bit too hot and windy today, but we've cracked on with it. It's done. There you go. Working in this heat, it's bloody tiring and thirsty. Job well done, eh? Finished. On to the next chapter. Right then, today's adventure is going to be painting the van again, but watch this. This is what we're going to be doing, the back doors. Everything's all masked up. Everything that was silver is going to be painted with etch primer, black primer and Raptor paint. Not painting the post, it's just resting against there. Yeah, everything there. Same as both sides. Just took all the bumper bar off, that's all bent and dinted, so I'll get a new one on, fitted on there, or made. So yeah, that's everything silver is going black. Obviously the wind's started picking up, so I'm going to get covered in it. At least the cars in the street are. Let's crack on. Right, we're all ready to get a bit of etch primer on now. There's the gun sat on the ladder. The airline's all ready. Let's get some etch primer on. I'll show you with it all etch primed. Right then, so we're in grey now. We'll quickly go clean the gun out. Get some black primer in. Brilliant job. See, I never painted the post. Let's go clean the gun and get some black primer. Let me just explain to you what the etch primer is. The etch primer is just like a base primer, so that sticks to aluminium and steel better than like normal primer would. So then obviously then we're going to coat it with the black primer, which is, you know, another base coat, and then the Raptor paint is going to go on top of that. So the black primer is going to be better for the black Raptor to go on. It's better coverage, so that's why we're doing it, because otherwise we just go straight on with the Raptor. But I use less Raptor paint, painting it with black primer. So let's crack on with get some black primer on. Right, there's a coat of black paint on the bottom, so you can see the difference. Grey and black, etch primer, normal primer. Let's crack on with the rest of it. Right, it's all in black now. Everything. Need to mask that back up. Yeah, that's just a black primer. Now I'll crack on with the Raptor. Right, here's the Raptor gun. Seeing the shade a bit better. Let's crack on with Raptor in. Yes. Right, there's my pile of junk. All the paint I've been using. Paint gun's clean. The Raptor gun's clean. Just got to tidy all that rubbish up. Right, there she is. All finished. Raptored up. You see the finish on it? What a magnificent job. Can't really see up there. I'll tell you something absolutely brilliant. Obviously it's all marked here. Closing the door to paint the other side. But hey, you're never going to see that. There you go, still never managed to paint the post. All done. Brilliant. Yeah. Oh, this side's done. You can't really see it. It's too bright. Oh yeah, there we go. Another job well done. Crack on for something else, right? What can we do tomorrow? Just can't do all on it today, but yeah, we'll see what we're going to do tomorrow. Right then, so we're on the next day, and you can see what I'm painting. The back does. Obviously everything on low pressure, so there's no spray dust going around the street. Let's get a bit of primer on. Here's my pile of rubbish again. This is the primer that I'll be using. So it's just grey primer. So we use that primer. Universal thinners. And then I've got another Raptor kit. So it's a tintable one. So the Raptor is it's clear, so if I was just to mix it up, put hardener and thinner in it, it'd just go on and you'd see straight through it. You wouldn't even notice that it was there when it was dry. So they call it a tintable. So like I said, that's transparent. So then you put 150ml of tint in it, which is graphite grey. So that's what we'll be doing. And I'll show you when the Raptor's in the pot, clear. Well, it's like a milky colour, and then I'll show you when I've got the grey in it. Show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you when I've got the primer on, and then the paint. So let's crack on. Right, we've got the spray gun all set up. This is the primer all mixed. That's emptying out. So I poured everything into here, thinned it down, and then put enough paint in the gun. Not quite full, just enough to get some activator in it. So now what I'm going to do, the tintable for the Raptor, this is the tintable, so that wants 150 mil, but I'm going to put 200 in. So there's a level down here, you can't really see it, but if you look this side, it's backwards. It's 200 mil. Well, 150 mil is, let's have a look, 5 ounce, but I'm going to put 200 mil in, so that's, well, I don't know what that is, 7.5. Yeah, so I'll crack on and put the tintable in. I'll show you how thick this stuff is, the Raptor, and what it looks like. Right, let me get that in there anyhow, just 1 minute. Right, there's 200 mil in there, and this is the colour. So it's meant to be graphite grey. Just let me get me in another tin, 1 minute. So this is just paint from B&Q. The colour's not perfectly coloured, you know, to what it actually looks like, but it's very similar to the paint I've got. I wanted graphite grey. Let's just move this out the way so I don't mix that up with anything. Just put that there. So yeah, this is my tintable. Put 200 mil in. That's, you know, around graphite grey colour. Right, let's open this tin of Raptor and show you this. Right, this is the Raptor kit. So you get 4 litre tubs of Raptor, which is the tintable stuff. So there's 4 there, they're just all clear. Measuring jug, then obviously your activator. Right, let's get one of these open here. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Leave that in there because we've got one of them. Right, so this is your Raptor. I'm going to put it in a tin. I might even put all 4 litres in this tin and mix that, all that tintable, so then there's 600 mil on there, so I'll just put the lot in. Let me show you how thick this is. There you go. That's how thick it is. There we go, it's coming out. That's how thick it is. So I'm going to have to put the camera down to get it all out of there. So you can see how thick it is. It's still all curled up on the top. And I've put thinners in all 4 of the tubs, mixed it up, and there's practically a litre more. So there's probably, I don't know, it'll mix 5 litres. Right, let's get the tintable in. Right, so what I've done is I've put 80 mil of matting agent. That's going to send it off so it goes satin finish. So there it all is in the pot. Still thick, look. Let's get it mixed up. Right, you can see there's some grey primer on now. The gun's playing up again. So when I release the trigger, it's spitting out the paint. That's what all the frigging paint on the road is. It's spitting out everywhere. It did spit out all over the back of the doors. I've had to wipe it all off. God knows why it's doing that. We'll have to sort that out. But that's the primer on, so I'm not using that gun anymore, hopefully. I've got another gun which I'll show you to get the Raptor on. Let's crack on with getting some Raptor on. Right, there's the first coat of Raptor. It has definitely got the Raptor effect. It's a fence sprayer, that's what I've used to paint it. Right, let's get some more paint on there. The light's shining on everywhere, so it's a bit patchy, but it's not patchy. Definitely Raptor finish, that, innit? I would have liked it a bit smoother on the body, but hey, we've started. Oh my god, we've got loads to do, and we'll finish. Right then, so anyone that's doing any sort of Raptor paint, because as you've seen, it's really thick, use one of them fence sprayers. Absolutely brilliant, way better than a Raptor gun, a lot faster, just wow, it just goes on perfect. Same effect as the Raptor gun, exactly the same, you just have to thin it right down so it goes through the gun and it don't want to be spitting out. So just you know, a little heads up if anyone ever has a go of it. Let me show you the van while it's finished. It's not demasked. I'm going to wait for it to harden off a little bit and then I'll demask it. Right, there's the van, back door's finished. It's got a little bit of a shine on it at the minute, but I'm hoping that'll dull one off a bit, because it was satin grey that went into it, and I've put 4 litres of Raptor in it, and 80ml of matting agent, so that should go to a satin finish. It's a little bit shiny for my liking at the minute, but I'm hoping that'll dull down. But hey, if it stays like that, it stays like that. Right, let's get it demasked soon. Right then, another day doing the van. Let me show you. So we've got it all masked up, as you can see, everywhere, all the way around. We'll give it a quick sand off. It's already buzzed off, everything's all sanded, but we'll just give it another quick sand in, panel wipe, and I use the tacky rag. I'll show you what they are. So yeah, that's all prepped, ready for painting. Right. So that's panel wipe. It's similar to thinners. It's not as strong as thinners. It dries a lot quicker, and it just degreases the panel. The tacky rag is this thing here. As you can see, my handprint. Any dust residue that's left on the van, that just takes the rest of the dust off. Not that it makes much difference because we're painting it outside, so there's going to be a bit of dust and bits and flies and God knows what else going in it, but you know, they just wipe out. You can't tell. I mean, it's a street job, isn't it? You can't expect paint shop quality, but to be fair, it is pretty good. You would probably think that it has been painted in a paint shop. It's pretty good. But yeah, let's go get the paint sorted out and I'll show you when I get a little bit of paint on. And got a bit of primer on it. That's the fence sprayer. Brilliant, what a job. Goes on perfect. Right, let's get the rest of it done. Right, so it's all fully primed and I'm starting to now go on with the Raptor. This is the first coat. So you see what I mean about like not painting the van in dark grey, like I painted everything in black and then Raptored everything in black. The coverage is a lot better. Where that's going to need 2 or 3 coats. But yeah, it's looking well, and it's looking really well. So you can see you can't really see, but you can see the bobbled effect on it. But yeah, let's get a bit more paint on it. Right, there's the first coat on. Bit patchy like, but you know, it's just the first coat. Did go a bit heavier on here just to see what it looked like. But yeah, need to give it a couple more coats yet. Let's get some more Raptor on it. It's looking really nice. You can see the Raptor effect in it. Perfect. Right, there's the van complete. It's had 3 coats of paint. It's had a very dry, stripy first coat, if you remember seeing that. Then it had a thicker second coat, which covered it, and then I've given it a third, quite a wet coat, so it just covered any imperfections, and that is absolutely brilliant. Raptor finish. Nice and smooth, that's exactly how I wanted it. The back doors was just a little bit too bobbly, but hey, it's on the back innit. Sad, I'm well happy with that. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. What an amazing job. Well done me. Right then, there's the van finished. This side anyhow on the back doors. What a transformation, unbelievable, looks totally different. It's going to look brilliant when the cab's all painted. All the plastics on the side there getting Raptor painted. I'm going to take the wing mirrors off, they're Raptor painted. The bumper, that's all getting Raptor painted. I'm going to have I've got a bull bar to go on there, that's all getting Raptor painted. I've got a bonnet bib, sun visor that goes up there. I've got loads of spotlights. Wow, yeah. Brilliant, really impressed. Difference to this side, eh? Let's crack on with some more tomorrow. Right then, this is what we've got done so far. So we've done this side, the back. We're all masked up, ready for this side. Let's get a bit of primer on it. I've put some black primer in the grey primer just to darken it up a little bit, get the coverage a little bit better. So let's get a bit of grey on it and primer and show you what it's like. There's the spray gun we're using. Let's crack on. Right, we'll start getting some primer on. It's a bit darker, this primer. Coverage will be better. But yeah, let's get the rest of the primer on. Right, there's the first coat of primer on. Looking well. Need to get another coat on. Get it on straight away. The gun's there. I never strained the paint out, so I've had to put a little strainer at the end of the nozzle under here, inside there, because there's obviously bits in the paint and it's blocking it up, so I had to keep pressurising it. But hey, we'll carry on. Right, that's 2 coats of primer. That's more than enough primer on there. Good coverage that. And there's the gun, full of Raptor paint. Let's crack on with a bit of Raptor painting. Right, there's the first coat of Raptor. Coverage is miles better, and I've thinned it down a little bit more. The more you thin it down, the less bobbly it gets as well. But it's still got the Raptor look. It's, you know, it's not smooth. The panel's not smooth anyhow, so right, let's crack on with the rest of it. Right, there's the first coat on with a new Raptor gun. Fence sprayer. I think this side's actually better than the other. I don't know. It's gone on. What I've done is I've put a wetter coat on for the first coat, so it covers it better. But definitely, yeah, it's the same. It's just as good. It's brilliant. What a job. Well impressed. But definitely the coverage is miles better putting a darker grey on it. Right, let's go get some more paint in the gun. Right, there's the second coat of Raptor on. All nice and even. So it's had 2 good coats. That's the Raptor look, just fine. Instead of real bobbly, like it is meant to be really bobbly, but I didn't want that on the sides. Yeah, let's get a final finish coat on it. I'll do a wet coat so it'll be all nice and even. Brilliant. Right then, there's the gun. There's the panel. Let's hit it with some paint. Let me explain to you what a wet coat is. So a wet coat is just that I've thinned it down more. It goes on a lot more wetter, so it makes a more even finish. So that's basically all it means, right? So let's crack on with some finishing it off. This is the last coat. Right, that's the final finish done. Finished. Next time you see this, it'll all be demasked and it'll look something like this sad. Let's crack on. Right, there we go, all demasked. That really does look nice now. The finish is absolutely perfect on it. You would never think that you would spray this in the street with a fence sprayer. That is just perfect how I wanted it. Really happy with that. Brilliant, another job well done.